Welcome to the Port Charles Update with your hosts, Mish and Mel.
Hello.
Hello, friend,
Okay, so
sister.
yes, I am both of those things. Present. We're both here. So, so guys, I have something to tell you. I have
Best
something to
story.
tell you. Oh, this is so bad. So last week we didn't record, right?
Right.
Guess who's like, "Hey, you're not recording? Maybe we could have a little fun." I know it sounds inappropriate, but it was just Johnny trying to be like he had a lot of fun doing it the last time,
Mm.
and he thought it would be really fun to do, like, a quick record. Plus, he knew all week long I had been so frustrated about certain things that I wanted to vent about. And so at this point, we have had a drink. Okay, it was Halloween. We were done all of the Halloween stuff early enough. We finally sit down to watch GH at night. He makes a really cool margarita with like a purpley burgundy color. I don't have words, I'm sorry. So after this very strong drink, he's like, "Want to record?" I'm like, "Yeah." So we set up, have this drunken 30-minute chat. Turns out the microphone was on mute the entire time. So mad, so angry. And he's like, "Do you want to try again?" I'm like, "No." Well, also, like, I'm frustrated, but I had let everything out. Plus, the next day, I ended up also talking to Mel and I also vented again. So I didn't really need to redo this. But just so you guys know, you almost had a podcast episode. And perhaps we shouldn't have drank.
Lost footage, it's so
Lost
sad.
footage! Lost footage, guys. That you guys could have heard that nonsense. That could have been you, but
That
instead
could have been you.
that could have been you. But look, we're back and I get to vent about some nonsense, and his name is Curtis. This
Sometimes I forget when he's
man,
on, but honestly.
like this, I had been angry all last week. Like, I
Yeah.
can't with this guy. He's walking around being like, "So I impregnated someone to my knowledge." And the implication is, are you guys gonna get back together? And I love watching Curtis because he's done this like twice now to Laura and to Jordan, where he's like, "No, it turns out you don't have to stay married when you hate your partner just because you have a baby." And I love that he keeps telling it like this when it was Portia. Portia was the one who was like, "Okay, we don't have to be married to be parents." And now he's telling everyone like it's his idea. Like he realized that when we know Curtis is not that logical.
No, he's really not when it comes to relationships.
My gosh, like I just can't. And you know that Jordan is my like favorite superhero,
Oh,
but
yes.
she has lost her damn mind.
Right? What is going on? I am not liking the fluffy dresses and the
No.
fighting for her man situation. I'm not digging it at all.
No, no, and this is the funniest part to me. When Portia tells Curtis, "Don't say anything," to him, it's, "Tell Jordan and my dad." And I love it because, like, Marshall is me and I am Marshall. Watching
Yeah.
Marshall get a look at his son, like, listening to his son talk about these things, you see it on Marshall's face, like, "What's the matter with you? Like, what is actually the matter with you?" And so Marshall asked Curtis, "Are you sure about the divorce?" And I immediately answered, "Of course, it got hard." What do you mean?
Exactly.
Of course, divorce is the answer. It's always the answer for Curtis. Like, I cannot tell you how insane this is. Like, why I love Portia right now is that Portia sees Curtis for who he is. You know, he
Absolutely.
loves playing the victim. He loves pointing the finger. He loves judging people on their honesty. But the truth is, he has been also why he's been divorced so much, as it
A
turns
common
out.
factor. Hello.
As it turns out. And so for me, to watch Jordan never be kind of angry, like, how could you possibly consider this? How could you possibly consider, like, you understand that you were married to this man and you guys couldn't even finish one conversation about a conflict. Like, you had a conflict and you started the conversation and he ended up in a whole other marriage before he circled back to finish that talk.
About her work.
He's literally coming back years later in her house and being like, "Jordan, I think I rushed that." And I'm like, what? What?
I cannot.
Are you I can't. I honestly just can't. And I love that when he said this, Curtis actually said this, that he gave Portia no reason to be insecure about Jordan.
Oh my god, that was like, are you serious? Do you hear words when they come out of your face? Like, I could not.
But luckily, Marshall doesn't believe the words coming out of his face, like, at
I love
all. Like,
it.
you know
I
what I
love
mean?
it.
Like, he's not blind. And the thing is, like, Curtis decided he wasn't married ages ago,
Yeah,
right? Which is
definitely.
which is when he started leaning on Jordan. And I don't know, like, for me, like, you can hate Portia, you can make whatever story up in your mind, but outing another woman's pregnancy,
Awful.
I just can't. And then when, like, Portia's like, "Did you ever consider," you know what I mean, "that I could lose the baby and that even though I don't want him, I wanna divorce him so bad,
So
but
hard.
I had a child that I didn't tell him about, and the last thing I would wanna do is to be like, 'Here's another one,' and then something happens."
Yeah.
You know? So it's possible that Portia was considering him and not the paternity test, but either way, I am fine with it. But this I couldn't believe. So after Portia says this, Jordan actually says this, "The world doesn't revolve around you." And I'm like, "But this is the one time that it actually does."
Right? It was awful to watch.
It really, really does. And it's so gross because I loved that not only has Portia been able to kind of verbalize all of those Curtis essences that everyone seems to be ignored. Everybody like, "Oh, Curtis was wronged." I love that, Laura called him out last week.
Yes.
That because he's like, "I never gave Portia a reason to be insecure." So he tells Marshall. But then he tells Laura, "I have feelings for Jordan." And she's like, "Maybe that's what Portia picked up on, Debbie." Like, what? So I just find this whole thing so enjoyable. I know it's really bad, but
Very
part of me is
enjoyable.
laughing as like he's like, "My baby," and I'm like, "Oh my gosh." I mean, look, to be honest, whether it's Curtis's baby or not, we all know she's gonna tell him to his face. No, she's not gonna tell him to his face. It's the whole
Just no.
she's not gonna tell him.
Mhm.
Yeah, he's gonna find out.
Mhm.
He's gonna find
In
out.
the most
There's
funniest way.
another contender in this corner. We've got Isaiah. Yes. Oh my gosh, I totally forgot about that. Okay, so we remember, right, when we saw Trina and Kai giving us that recap, and we knew it somehow they'd get pulled back in, but it really wasn't clear with all of the attention being placed on Willow's arrest and Michael.
Yes, exactly.
And, Portia, who's willing to out everybody, and I get it, it's for her daughter, she outed Sasha, so, I mean, if she outed Sasha, she's not gonna be shy about outing Portia. She outs people whose names rhyme. Sasha, Portia. I feel like you need to be Catherine if you're gonna work with Nina so she
I
doesn't turn on
know.
you.
Do anything underhanded.
So now, Nina has given that nugget to Sunny, and Sunny runs over with his nuggets to Alexa. And stop. We're gonna keep going with this. So Sunny is like, "I know what you're gonna do." And she's like, "What? You can't know my legal strategy. I am the best." And he's like, "You're gonna point the finger at Michael." She's like, "Maybe." And then he says, "Portia." So now it's like she's gonna be in the whole spotlight. But the
Yes.
thing is, like, Curtis is so in love with honesty, and he trusts
Mm-mm.
that everything will work out just fine, that he tells the police, "I have no alibi." He didn't even think to lie like a normal person. He was just like, "I have 0 alibi and I hate him. Thank you very much."
I feel like there's a song about this, but anyways, continue.
But it's like, why have a lawyer? Why have a lawyer if you're gonna say that? Like,
I
did he
know.
really need a lawyer to tell the cops, "I hate Drew and I don't have an alibi"? It's now that I think of it. Okay, but the thing is, Portia was with Isaiah that night. Like, she was
Yes.
with Nina, right? And they parted ways. So they parted ways, the shooting happens, but now we know. They parted ways and Nina went home, and Portia went to Isaiah's house,
Yes.
hospital room, no, room. She went to Isaiah. So if they come after her, she has an alibi, which puts Curtis back in the running for murder.
Yes.
That's bad, right? Like, you're like, "I hate Portia, she's pregnant with my baby, and now it's not my baby, and now I could go down for murder." Like, it's so funny. It's not like, it's not his year, for sure. It's not his year, it's probably not gonna end in the way that he wants, right? He's like, "Oh my gosh, like, years ago, I had this wife, then we fought, so I just turned around and found another one, and we could have almost restarted our relationship while still married to someone else, and all that slipped between my fingers because 'cause I'm so amazing." Like, like, it's not gonna
It's
be
his
good for
bio
Curtis.
on his
Yes,
dating sites.
yes. And the thing is, I know Portia's done some bad stuff, but like I've always said, if you're gonna do bad stuff, like, own it, and in that moment, I didn't find that Jordan owned what she did.
No.
Like, why I think I'm really enjoying Portia is that there's nuance now, right? She can acknowledge her part, but she can acknowledge his part. And what I don't like about Jordan is that she's acting like, Curtis is the victim and she's being so black and white. And she's not being nuanced at all to see how maybe like Portia, you could not like Portia, you could not agree with her actions, but she can't seem to see where Curtis might have went wrong. And she can't see where she
Yes.
has either, and she's usually pretty good at owning up to herself. Like, she even considered backing off and her role in everything.
I don't know what they're trying to accomplish here. Is it just like all of this coming together and then this giant thing blows up? Like even when Portia was talking to Jordan about custody
Yeah.
and the choices that Curtis would make, the fact that Jordan looked like she was ready to fight over this unborn child, or, like let Portia say what she needs to. Her job is to protect her family. Usually, Jordan has this calm confidence that carries through a conversation, and she just looked ready to fight for this unborn baby to spend time with it. Like, I just couldn't wrap my head around that.
I feel like she's fighting more for Curtis because it's like when they got married, after he, like, literally, like, wore her down, she finally says yes, and then they're married, and then he's suddenly like, "We're gonna have a baby." She's like, "No, I have an adult son. He's a doctor."
Right.
Like, "Why would I do that again?" And I'm like, "Probably something you should have talked about first." So, she wasn't gonna have a baby. That also played into things for them. But you're right, though, because in that moment, Jordan is usually pretty good at assessing and reading the room. And
Hmm.
the fact that she didn't realize the leverage Portia had, I think Jordan was in that mindset of like, "You're not gonna hurt him, you're not gonna keep his baby from him." But yeah, like part of me was like, "Yeah, I hear you, Portia." She's like, she's hated this woman, even though Portia did take Curtis, she did pursue Curtis while he was
Yes.
with Jordan. And I love how she, like, pretends that doesn't exist. Like, I'm
I
just sort of
know.
loving I think why I'm falling for Portia is her conviction, and she's like, "Yeah, this is where I'm at, this is what I want, and I don't care," and I'm just loving that attitude, because Jordan used to have that confidence, and now she's there fighting for him, and Portia's
Ew.
like, "No, like, you wanna be with him?" It's like, it was savage. It was
Yes.
savage. She was just like, "I'm not letting my baby around you, and if he has to choose, like, he's not gonna choose you," and I was like, yeah, that was
Damn.
good. Like, I think all of this is wrong, but she's doing it so well that I have to go with it. I have to. It's too good.
It
She's
is
bad
too
and she
good.
knows it, and it's funny. It's so funny to me because I'm sick of this whole, like, "Oh, poor Curtis," and everybody has to tiptoe and being perfect around him. It's like, "No, man, get it together. This is life. Life is messy."
But that's exactly it. Portia was saying everything that, like, you've been saying about Curtis, like, "Don't
Yes!
worry, one day you're gonna mess up, and then he'll be mad at you
That was
too." Like, she
so
just
good.
said all of the things. She was the voice of the audience. Yes, I did
Yeah.
fall in love with her more. Her confidence was fantastic, and she's just, like, living her best Portia life. Like, she
Yeah.
just got out of blackmail. She just got out of her crappy marriage with Curtis. She's sleeping with a hot doctor. Like, she's living her best Portia life,
I think Jordan forgot how good post Curtis life was,
right? She's a little sad and lonely because it's wintertime. We're
right?
going into that, like, couple up season.
Portia just needs to invite her brother to town. That'll distract
Right?
Jordan. But I'm laughing because you mentioned the blackmail, and I just giggled when I was watching because I'm like, when is Portia not being blackmailed? Like,
I
I've
know,
never
honestly.
seen someone blackmailed this much at this consistency. It's insane. Like, and I like that how she handled it because she's been
I
here before.
know.
Like, you can blackmail me, but my first trimester will end at some point. Your leverage will only go so far, and I love that power when she was like, "I can put in a good word for you, or I can sink you. So blackmail me for a couple of weeks, sure."
But they're magic,
Loved it.
those 2 bouncing off each other, and then Brit with her big smile, one of my favorite lines when she was just like, "You're so solution-oriented, I love it," or
It
something along
was
those lines. It was amazing.
It was amazing because 'cause there's been a lot of Brad talk, right? And
Yes.
Portia brings it up in her sort of area, it's come up with Brit. Lucas is constantly bringing up Brad, apparently now Brad's an issue, so I cannot wait to see Brad, like, resurface in all this, but I loved it, Portia needs some baddies in her life, and I mean,
Yes.
she's had Ava for a while, but she could use a more consistent one, and I think Brit would be the best, like, I would love to have, like, Brit and Brad be Portia's crew. Like, I really felt like if not for the blackmail, Brad and Portia are just pretty entertaining.
Right? They jump off the screen, they're magic, the banter goes really well, like, the 3 of them in a room with some ice cream, like, talking about the nurse's ball is, like, where their friendship begins.
Exactly, that's like, fingers crossed. So, like, we're talking about how I'm just leaning into Portia just because I am. Another person I'm leaning into heavily, like, heavily, is Tracy.
Yes.
Like,
Okay, tell me more.
I'm sorry, but, like, even when we're watching, Johnny is like, "Oh my gosh," like, kind of, like, speaking on behalf of Ronnie, like, defending Ronnie, and
Ugh,
I'm just like, "No,
no, no.
no,
We love you, but no.
no." So, like, when I'm watching it, he's looking at me, I'm like, "I'm sorry. This woman, like, I d like I said, your choices. You can't go around and be like, "You know what? Because of Tracy's bad attitude, I committed a crime." No, you just
Yes.
committed a crime. That's it. That's what
Period.
happened. You committed a crime, and you can't keep blaming her. She could be a crappy person, but that is what it is. And let's just not forget that the first time she meets Tracy, so Tracy ran away before the memorial. Okay. Her relationship with Monica was very special. And on the day of the memorial, she finds a stranger in the family crypt. So this woman trespasses. Exactly how open and warm would a person like Tracy be?
Oh, but I completely agree with you. I'm team Tracy all the way, and it was so hard watching the Quartermaines react the way they did and take Ronnie's side over Tracy time and time again. Like, we see the whole I don't even think Tracy has it's an emotional evolution for Tracy. I think the Quartermaines need to get their heads out of their butts because
Me
I think
too.
that Tracy's reaction was completely warranted and valid, and I think, like, that was the spotlight, right? Like, she is the lead of the family, and the lead of the family sticks up for themselves and the family no matter what. No matter what everybody else thinks, she put her foot down and she had conviction over what was going on, and, like, the point was to really drive home that message that it's not about softness or hardness, it's about the fact that you take the lead during hard times. You don't just be nice all the time and have to do what everybody else wants you to do. Being the leader means you have to make different decisions from everybody else.
But she also sees things that other people can't see. While
Yeah.
people might think she's ruthless, it's what allows her to see that darker part of other people because it is there and everybody else would like to live in a world where that doesn't exist. And I found it so funny that every single time it was proven that she was right, the more right Tracy was, the more they wanted her to apologize. And I
Yes.
understand she was rotten to Ronnie. She wasn't nice to Ronnie. But like when she's having that conversation with Ronnie and she's like, when you accuse me of all these things, she's like, but you were. And when she asked her, me too, I was like, I would love to hear it. She's like, what exactly did I get wrong? Like, what did I do? Like, what? She snickered at you at a tea party? Because she didn't drug you.
Exactly.
She insulted you. She wasn't welcoming to you. I mean, you took a house that didn't belong to you. She said that she was close with Monica, and there was a reading of the will where she was left a jar of pickles. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just
Yeah.
wondering, like, the minimal time you spent together, she didn't tell you Monica's stories, okay? I don't not like Ronnie, but I had 0 pity for her, and
Same.
the only thing that kind of brought it back for me was Gio, because when Gio spoke, I was like, "Fine, fine." Like, how it worked on Tracy, it worked on me. Like, when Gio was saying that, like, it's not one or the other, right? Like, the family wanting her to apologize or wanting her to make space for Ronnie has nothing to do with choosing you over her. It has to do with their expectations of you because of your position as head of the family. And that was
Yeah,
so
so
interesting and
good.
a huge shift in perspective that it was not about right or wrong, her or you, but about expectations of a leader, of a head of the family. And I love that conversation between the two of them. And honestly, Gio, if you're going to go do that, just pack your bags and move in.
Thank you
And
very
and
much.
and leave Emma behind because it turns out her grandma left her, so and she's, like, living alone in this condo, so I'm like, is she also gonna end up at the Quartermaines?
Oh, yeah, she probably will because, I
I
mean, somebody needs to keep an eye on that one.
I hope not, but the Geo part made it up for me, and also the fact that the family also apologized. Because when they came home, I'm like, "They better have an apology," and
Oh,
then they
yeah.
did, and when Olivia apologized, I was like, "Damn right." Because you of all people deserve to be kicked out 2 times. That's how I feel about Olivia.
Yes.
So Ronnie's just gone.
Yes, her stint is over, as
Yes.
far as I read.
She's going back to her house, and I love that the sister of her heart was Tracy, not Ronnie, and I was like, "Take that, and you're locked in
Right?
and go home to Durham, please." That's how I felt.
Oh, yeah, Durham, Durham, Durham. Go buy your nice house, live your cute little life. Bye-bye.
Someone also living their cute little life is that dog. I did not understand how big of a role this dog was gonna have.
My gosh, what a cutie pie. My gosh, I cannot. So cute. What a great moment.
Stole the paper, so the thing is,
Still
like,
the moment.
the frustration with Drew is like, I mean, I hate that they sort of parallel Drew and Tracy because for me, my complaint with him is like, who cares if you have the house and you don't have the family? And then they did that to Tracy, and I'm like, come on.
Yeah, I
I
know.
didn't like that, but I literally forgot that he was Ellen's son. I'm like,
No,
why
but
does
really,
this
yeah.
guy keep talking about himself being a Quartermaine? And then I was like, he is a
Like,
Quartermaine.
actually.
I forgot that part. So that does suck for him because all this time I forgot. All this time I'm like, Monica adopted Jason. Like, that's all that was going on in my head. I'm like, Monica
Yeah.
adopted Jason. She didn't adopt you. You were like a late comer to this whole situation. I forgot about Alan entirely. Like, I forgot.
So funny. I love it.
So now it is bad. Now I do see why he feels rejected by his family.
But you know what? He made choices. He made
Yes,
choices. And again,
absolutely.
he's not owning up to his decisions. Like, you wanna be evil, fine. Like, he's really good at being evil. We all dislike him strongly as Drew, love him in real life. However, like, he's still like, Willow was for love. I'm doing what's best for my child.
Yeah.
No, 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 you're being
No, no.
vengeful, like, all the time.
No, like, it's kind of really hard when it comes to Scout
Oh my gosh, it's devastating.
and, like, watching how the grown-ups sort of navigate this really hard situation, the reality of it, right? Because putting her first means having to tolerate Drew and he knows that. He knows he has that power, and it means working with that. And even them, like, they're not gonna go and insult her father to him. They're just trying
No.
their best to support her, but it's just sort of awful the situation Scout's been in, and when I see her in those scenes with Christina, I'm just like, I cannot wait for the day Scout throws that leather jacket on her. Like, I just can't wait for her
Yes,
to
oh, it
put
gave me
on.
goose
Yeah, like, I can't wait for that moment, but, like, I loved the fact that, like, Danny gave the chocolates. I love that Danny had his moment with Alexis, but that it's hard, but he understands.
Mm,
I love that he got to a really real place because he kept trying to be like, I'm fine," and
yeah.
Alexis is like, "No, like, no, you're not," and him kind of expressing that he felt like a failure because of a promise he made to his mom. It's like, it's not his fault that he can't keep that promise. He is doing everything possible. He's staying connected with his sister through the
Yes.
chocolate. She thinks that he's the best brother in the world, but
Yeah.
you are no match, right, for her legal guardian.
Exactly.
It's really bad. And I loved how Alexis was able to explain that to him, like it's not even about you. It's really about him. He sees Jason.
Mhm.
So yeah, that whole thing was pretty heartbreaking. But I love how like Drew, like he's an awful person, but he was like appalled to learn what Martin did. What? He was like, "You what? You broke a law?" And I mean, Chase loves arresting people. Why was he not more excited?
I just think, like, I love the alternative option for Martin. That was amazing.
It was really bad, and I saw what they did there, right? Because
Yeah,
last
big
week
time.
last week they showed Martin in his circle, right? So it turns out Laura didn't even know that he was back to working with Drew, and he didn't even say, right, that it was a deal to save Stella. That in itself was noble,
Yes,
but he's lost his mind, and this is where he goes right over to the dark side
immediately. Yes.
because he's absolutely gonna go against Laura. I'm just shocked. Like, I know that he's hurt, but I think that his whole reaction toward Laura is fueled by his hatred for Tracy, right? Like he feels justified in doing what he did and playing God in their lives. Like he doesn't even acknowledge the lives he impacted that wasn't just Tracy's life. You know what I mean? Like you can hate Tracy, but what
Exactly.
you did harmed other people, hurt other people. And the thing is like Monica was someone that Laura knew and cared about and you messed with her family? Like, I when Tracy found the will, it was just so emotional, like, reading that,
Right?
like, the scene where Michael was like and she was so proud of herself, I got it back for
Yeah.
you. I got it back for you, Michael. Ha ha, here." Like, just, like, living
So
up to
sweet.
Monica's wishes, and then when he was like, "No." No, the house belongs to you. It was everything in everyone's face. I'm like, "Ha!" Like Ronnie's face, Jason's smirk in the background. I love that while all
Yeah.
the Quartermaines moved out, Jason's like, "I've lived here the whole time." Like, I don't know what's going on, but he was like, "I love Tracy. Tracy's my aunt."
We're
Like, I was
besties.
yeah, like that was hilarious to me. Yeah, no, Martin has completely lost his way. His hatred for Tracy has completely blinded him, and it is the thing that is making him go after Laura because he doesn't think that what he did was a bad thing. And the fact that she's setting this boundary or appalled by what he did, and then the whole Sunny thing. Like, not understanding and I'm like, "Well, she's known Sunny a lot longer," but it's also the fact that, like I know it's weird for people who do bad things like him or a Drew or sometimes a Nina.
Mhm.
It's just like some people have, like, a code, like, they honor certain people, and so when you getting screwed or you're you know what I mean? Like, Martin hurt someone that she cared about. Not just Monica, but, like, her grandkids too, and Tracy,
That's
who she cares about.
exactly, that's exactly it. Like, Sonny, even though he's a criminal, he keeps the city safe. He does good things. He doesn't work solely on his emotions. Like, there's usually a strategy involved, whereas Martin's just angry, ragey, and trying to break things, essentially like a toddler.
Look, unfortunately, Laura and Sunny hate the same people, and that
Yeah.
helps. And even the people that, let's say, like Tracy hates Sunny, but Sunny loves Luke. And the love for
Yes.
Luke brings Tracy and Sunny together. Like on a Luke anniversary, Tracy will stand there with Sunny and reminisce with him. So and like and he understands that Tracy's important to like Michael. You know what I mean? So it's like even the people like a Tracy that Sunny obviously doesn't like, he's like, "Meh." Like when it comes to like his personal life, if he knows that someone doesn't like him, he can like live with it.
Okay, just because you talked about like Tracy and Sonny's relationship, one of my favorite parts, and I'm giving it away early, is when Tracy puts her fist in the air and says Sonny forever.
That was so good.
So good. So good.
That was absolutely so good.
I
No,
would
it
wear a
was
t-shirt with her face and that fist and sing.
absolutely. That would be freaking amazing.
Okay, so you're gonna laugh at me, but I
What?
thought I'm making it a joke to make you laugh. Okay.
Okay.
So when Britt had her moment in the stairwell with Jens, and then they have this back and forth, and like we knew this was the real, like I said, like things are falling into place, but we haven't seen them like have these serious conversations, right?
Yeah.
But it's like Jen Sidwell. So I'm like, I was picturing a post that you make Sidwell with a C or with an S because her card was signed
No.
C.
No. Were you
Stop, stop.
trying to understand? I'm like, so Jen's is C. And I'm like, but how? I'm not kidding. Like whenever things happen, I'm always trying to do C math. Like I'm always trying to put it together. And I was like, so do you think C was like, hey, it's your dad's research? Like, I'm like, "It's weird, but I
Yes,
don't
it is
know."
weird.
Because I'm picturing him writing, like, a sexy message, like, "This is your dad's science, and your body's alive because of me," and I'm like, "Okay." That's how it's happening in my mind. It's super inappropriate. Yeah, so I was trying to find the C in Sidwell.
Okay, but that's so funny. It's making me jump to the scene where they're together today, and he's like, "She wanted to, like, check out my body," or something. So
He's like, "Could
like,
you
what's
believe
happening?
it? Could you be" I was like he was, like, laying on thick. And so because they have that scene, right, where we learn, like I
Yes,
think I knew this, right, in Lucas's history is that he lived there, and then Brit shows up, and she's like, "I used to live here," and then they pan to, like, Charlotte and Emma, and Charlotte's like, "I could get it for you." I'm like, "Yeah, but is what?" And then I'm like, "Is everyone gonna end up
I know.
Cassadine Island at some point?" Because I'm starting to see how many people have lived there.
It's, like, gonna be, like, a whole murder well, Ava was there selling her bringing the art. She lived there too.
Exactly. I'm surprised he didn't talk to her about, like, Lucas and Marco.
Maybe he doesn't totally know the family connection.
Maybe not, but though that, I'm sorry, is hilarious to me. First of all, when Marco was talking to his dad, I could picture a voiceover, "But daddy, I love
Oh
him."
my
He's
god,
like,
literally, your
"You
voice was in my head with that.
like, you want to invite your boyfriend to live with you and your dad in the middle of, like, a coup, in the middle of, like, crime. This
Prime
is
time, crime
happening."
season.
Oh my gosh, and then when he goes to knock on Lucas's door, it occurs to me that this is really what's happening. "Hi, Luke," like, think about kids, like, when you're "Hi, Lucas, do you wanna move out of your aunt's house and move in with me and my dad?" I was like, "What?" You're both successful men. One's a lawyer, one's a
Right?
doctor, and then Lucas is whining, "I don't wanna go house hunting." And I'm like, "So moving into Windermere is the next best thing? Guys, Metro Court! You know what I mean? Like, for your first night, like, Metro Court, get Lucy to do it. Make Marco make the arrangements, but why on earth is Lucas allergic to being independent? Why, like, he goes from Carly's house to Ava's house and now to Jen's house? Really? And I agree with Sunny. He used to be family, now he's a wild card.
Yes, absolutely.
Insane, completely insane. And so we see that Emma finds out about Brit this week. So
Yes,
funny. It was so funny because I loved, Emma went off. How Emma behaves, like, we're not surprised on that front. And we've
exactly.
watched, let's say, Joss and Emma and how Joss has tried her best to kind of like protect her. And even when like Joss was fighting with Brennan today, Brennan's like, "We've had this conversation before." And I'm like, that's because every mission, she's dealing with people in her like life. Like, I just can't with you. You have
I
not
know.
put this girl in a neutral setting. Well, he did, but it didn't. It still didn't work out. So we've had like Joss try with Emma, and last week I did not like this. Like, I really didn't like this. When Gio and Emma kind of head over to the kids' table. So Danny, Rocco, and
Yeah.
Charlotte. I was like,
No.
don't you dare drag them all down. That's a lot of people to drag down with you.
Yes,
Like, if Emma does this, like, at first she was like worried about, Gio, having a record. But now it's like Gio, and then it's like Rocco and Danny and Charlotte. I mean, Charlotte's the only capable one out of all of them. And I really did not appreciate Emma and Gio even putting Rocco in that position with Brit.
I agree, that was messed up.
And now Rocco's got something to prove. He's like, "I really love animals." And I'm like, "Okay."
Oh
Like,
my gosh.
guys, like, I just can't. And I loved when they had the encounter, Emma has her tantrum, and I loved when Britt kinda went at her, and I love when she says, you don't have a clue." And it's like, at what point is she gonna start to listen? Because Joss is telling her this, Britt is telling her this, and now Britt's gonna be in this situation where she's lurking around the Castle Island. I don't know if she feels concerned for Lucas because of Brad
I think so.
and maybe the Jason connection. Literally, at some point, I'm gonna have to find a relevant moment to post this, but there's like I found this like really old scene where like Jason's in a park with like baby Michael and Bobby has to go. So she lives kid Lucas with Jason as he's babysitting these two babies.
Oh my word.
Yeah, yeah. So so we'll see when, like, Jason and Lucas get into it. I'll find the old scene where it's like, "He used to babysit you, like, get it together, man." Like, the fact that he's like, "Sonny sucks, but I'm gonna move in with this international criminal." Because
I cannot.
international crime is way more refined. I'm not down.
It's fancy crime.
It's fancy. So I look, all of a sudden it's I moved too fast from Brad to Marco. Like I really like Marco until I kind of remember the whole like
Yeah.
Sonny thing where he's like, Sonny killed my mom. And I'm like, no, your mom did that. And the part of me is like, I don't know, like Brad is better. Like the more
Brad is better.
you're bringing up his name, like I don't know what you want me to say. Like Brad is Brad, but he would never mess with the custody with regards to Willow. You know?
Yes.
Like, I think that Brad and Lucas really, really care about Wiley, and given the situation, I don't know, like, Marco is, like, he's willing to destroy Sonny, he was willing to mess with the whole custody case, like, I don't know what Lucas is gonna do when reality hits. So going back to Brit, she's got a lot to worry about. She's worried about Lucas, but now she's gotta be worried about Emma.
So here's the thing, the only person that I believe will save everybody is Charlotte. Because the confidence in which she carries herself, what she's aware of, what she does. And I think we talked about this maybe like the last podcast that we recorded, like what that looks like in terms of Joss and Charlotte, because Charlotte can actually be in the WSB. She has, that Valentine-esque, like he taught her well. Joss is still navigating. Vaughn is right. She's not experienced, but Charlotte was
Mhm.
like born a spy.
Charlotte's the new commissioner.
Heck
So
yes.
she's oh my gosh. But yeah, so when I watched that, I thought it was so funny when Joss was leaving that meeting and Vaughn is like, I'd like to speak to you in private, Jack. I'm like, Vaughn, like again, you don't need to make such a display.
I know. Like you're right in his office. You're right there. Just don't
But
leave.
I agree with you and I agree with Vaughn that she's not ready and Brennan is kind of super weird when it comes to
Weird.
Jocelyn. And you talk about Charlotte, like, I'm sorry, but her conversation today with Lulu, it was so clear that Charlotte was the adult. Like, Charlotte
Right?
is being like, okay, so they use me as leverage. She's like, you're so too smart for your own good. And she's like, I would do anything at your age to see my dad. I'm like, we know,
We
include
know.
a
Gross things.
brothel. And then, like, the one, but notice that Lulu agreed there, but notice she had nothing to say when Charlotte said, my dad always puts me first.
I know.
So she said, "My dad puts me first, that when it got dangerous, he sent me home. Like, you didn't find me magically, like, he sent me to you. And if
Yes.
he thought that me visiting was dangerous, he wouldn't see me." And that's true. She's like, "I hope so." I'm like, "That must be
My word.
so bad to know that you're smarter than your mom." Like, her gut
Right?
instinct is horrible, like, she's too busy living in this fantasy is, "I'm a Spencer, don't know what that is, but I'm it." And Charlotte's like, she's got this, she understands safety, and then Lulu's saying weird things, like, I get it, as a mom, it's her job to protect Charlotte, but she's like, because Charlotte was trying to argue that the WSB at this point in time will protect her, and she's like, "But it's not the WSB's job to protect you, it's mine." And I'm like,
I
"Oh."
could not.
So, I mean, that was a prime example of Charlotte's confidence, maturity, and the fact that, like, I mean, look, you can acknowledge that she's too smart for her own good, but you're not making space for the fact that she is unique and she's not your average kid and she has way more life experience and trying to I get what she means when she says she wants to give her a normal life.
Mhm.
I do get that, and I do think it's a nice thing to wanna balance that and give Charlotte, like, a regular life, but there is this other part to her that's real, and she can't unknow the things that she does, and you saw it with Emma, she's like, "I'll handle it, not you."
Exactly.
She's like, "You
I
not
love that.
you." She's like, "You stay away from that."
Amazing. Amazing.
So, I don't know what's gonna happen, but it's gonna go down at the mayoral debate, but, I mean, I guess maybe I feel better that Charlotte's involved because I don't know what Emma's gonna do when she understands, like, I wanna see Emma's face when she realizes she's in over her head and that Jocelyn steps in and saves her and that she's WSB and she's, like, saving the world and being self-sacrificing, all the things that Emma believes that she is.
Yes, and always says that Joss is just very self-involved and doesn't care about the world.
Yeah, like, I wanna see her face. Just like I wanna see Curtis's face when he learns about Isaiah and that he's a
Oh, cannot
suspect.
wait. Cannot wait.
And Felicia took on that gig.
I didn't think about it in the moment, but they both spoke about it, like Alexis losing Sam, Felicia with Maxine
Yeah.
coma, and that moment where they bonded. Like we've always talked about how women's relationships and leadership on General Hospital is really highlighted. And I love that they took that moment together to bond in that moment, to help each other and support each other.
It was so emotional. Like, it was really beautiful that Felicia Alexis moment when they were talking about their struggles, and that Alexis is going through it and they acknowledge that, but she was still able to kind of support her with regards to Maxie and to say Maxie is Maxie.
Exactly.
It was tough given what we know that they've gone through. I just didn't realize it was Maxie's birthday on Halloween because like
Yeah.
when I saw the chocolate, I remembered everything because Anna was like, "Oh, Jason, I don't want to keep you. Like, I know what day it is." And I'm thinking, last year you knew Sam had died, and she kept pulling Jason in for stupidity
Yes.
on that night. But remembering that Jason had went to tell Maxie and Spinelli, and Maxie and Spinelli were devastated, and her kids came back from trick-or-treating and handed Maxie Sam's favorite chocolates. She's
Yes.
like, "Oh, we got," and I'm like, "Oh my gosh," but we didn't really talk about her birthday, so that was definitely, like, a lot a lot going on. And
Mhm.
Nathan, so, I mean, at this point, I feel like it's real Nathan.
I do too, honestly.
Because I'm like, that's Nathan, right? Like, he's not gonna just go rip James away, but he's honest, like, he's my son, and when I'm in a better space and James is ready, like, I would love to be able to, like, be his dad. But I think he
Mhm.
did good, right? He saw what happened and he gave, you know, James space, and James kinda came to him in his own way. So, I mean, that I really loved, and I hope it puts Spinelli, like, at ease.
I hope so too.
So, honestly, gold star to Felicia and Alexis.
Yes, absolutely.
So did you know so Felicia is gonna take on that responsibility. She is gonna look into what Alexis asked her to around Portia. But did you notice that weird guest scene thing today?
I read the title, but I did not click on the article that it was about a video game.
So that's the thing, like, General Hospital did a post, and it was like a Call of Duty video game thing. So that's the thing, like,
Yes.
you'd have to read it to know because I'm like, "Ooh, is this the new villain? Is this somebody I should know?" But the thing
Mhm.
is, Johnny recognized this guy immediately. He's
So
like, "He's
funny.
been on so many things. He's in one of those John Wick movies. He's the voice of so many." So he was, like, freaking out. So,
Love
again,
it.
wrong audience for a lot of us who are watching. I didn't know. So, thankfully, like, I looked it up, but I wonder, like, how exactly they're gonna work this in. So, okay, so with this guy coming, you're thinking, are we gonna get a better sense of the whole villain situation? Okay, so the Dalton, you got Britt, Jens, Pascal shows up, and this
The
guy,
butler did it, friends.
he's not in pajamas. He's finally out of pajamas. I'm like, that is what you call real clothes.
Exactly.
And then you got, like, Jordan talking to him in French. I'm just like, "This is insane to me." So Lucas is gonna move into the Cassadines,
Yes.
and then what? Joss is gonna go visit, and Pascal is gonna see her, and it's just what?
Yes. And everybody's gonna have to stay real quiet with awkward looks.
Okay, so we've got all these people, and just now we said, "Hey, Nathan's real." Okay? So I feel like when Jason spoke with Anna, I'm like, "Okay, I can get behind that." Like, when I liked watching her freak out, because it's like there's such a history
Yes.
to that, and, but Jason's theory was really good. It was like,
Yes,
"But
I
what
did
if
like it.
that's what they want?" I'm like, "Ooh, this is interesting." And then he mentions, "I shot Faison," and she's like, "I know many people who were shot." And he had to, like, walk her through the whole thing.
Mhm.
But the question is this, like, using Faison to freak Anna out and throw her off her game. It's like, I don't know. Like, obviously, that's something Peter would know really well. Like, Jen Sidwell needs that? Like, really? Like, Jen Sidwell to pull off whatever he wants to pull off. Is he really that scared of Anna?
Yeah, that part is really confusing.
I don't think Charlotte would have gotten into such a dark car or stayed in it. I think she would have checked. I think she would have parked in a lit area. That's what I think Charlotte would have done. So Anna goes in there and you're just waiting for this woman to be kidnapped. And then she wakes up in this drab room. And then
I love that you're talking about the decor. You're like, it wasn't even like blush pink or there was no cushions.
it's just so depressing to be like, entrapped that way. I don't know. I don't
Yes,
like
I
it. So and then the microphone.
sorry. Like, okay, kidnappers, what does my
Okay,
room look like? What's
might
the
come.
vibe, y'all? Okay, sorry. I'm over it. I'm over it. Okay.
Oh my gosh. They used to do that, eh? Like these reels where like they're trying to kidnap someone, but the girl is acting very like pick me to the point they're like, I don't want to do this anymore.
You're a high maintenance kidnap. Not gonna happen.
So then the voice comes on and I replayed it over and over. And
Of
it's been
course you
a
did.
while since I've heard like Faison's voice. And then I kept thinking, is it Peter doing an accent? Because in my head, if I tell myself it's Peter, I could picture Peter doing an accent. But then I'm like, oh, is it maybe just a recording of Faison's voice that they use for this? And maybe
Yes.
he is dead and someone's like using it to taunt Anna. But like, I don't see how Jens would be like, oh, Anna's the thing that's going to come between me and my criminal enterprise. Like, I don't think that's a thing. But Jack thinks that Anna would get in the way of stuff.
And then, okay, there was those scenes today with Valentine and Carly about
Really
how
good.
devious Jack is, like, and who he is and how he would attack everybody and all of that. However, like, the part that's messing me up is the fact that Jack got the phone call with Anna's fake voicemail,
Yeah. Yeah.
and nobody was around to hear it. So it's like, what was the purpose of that then? And us hearing the voice, if it's
Basic
him.
basically, like, there's everyone's present, like, Pascal present, Jens, but Dalton, we realize, is just, a traitor, apparently. Who makes a deal with this international criminal and is like, "I'm gonna screw him over?" I'm like, "I don't think that'll end well for you." And we
No,
we've
not at
sus
all.
and we had suspected, right, that a long time ago, Sonny felt that there were 2 separate people coming after him.
Yes.
And we talked about that, like, what if it was Brennan this whole time? What if it was the WSB going after Sonny this entire time? And if he's fallen for Carly, wouldn't he want Sonny out of the way? But I don't know. You're right. Brennan did get a phone call, so it looks like it's not him, but he's also being like super shady. And maybe he
Right?
needed the voicemail because he's not the only one to have gotten it. Like to make it legit, he would have had to get that call from her
Ooh,
the
right.
same way that her granddaughter, Emma, got the call. So
So
there would
it's
have to be
consistent.
yeah, there would have to be a log of this interaction, but I mean, it seems like he's a part of it. He got very temperamental with Jocelyn, and I just cannot tell what side he's on, right? He's obsessed with her using her family, obsessed with pushing her forward, wanting to believe she's more ready than she is. This whole getting close to this operation is really important to him, but honestly, I can't tell who the good guys are, and even Sunny said to Jason, "We have local and federal cops," or something like that. So, I think Brennan had something to do with taking Anna, but there's
Yes.
still someone behind all this. Like, are you telling me that it's been Jen's and that's it, and I was supposed to follow along? Because 'Cause I'm underwhelmed.
Big time.
But I mean, Peter would be something, though.
It would be messed up to have Nathan and Peter around.
Well, like, think about it, right? Like, Nathan was spared from Faison,
Yes.
and then he, like, pursues Maxie. That was psychotic in itself, but knowing that he had Nathan on ice while having pursued Maxie, you know, he knows that Anna would be tormented by Cesar. So, like, I don't know, like, is Peter an asset of the WSB? Like, I really don't know at this point. Like, it's just they've been hinting at something for so long, and I just can't really fully put it together, but there's obviously someone else, and I loved watching everyone guess. It was a lot of, like, Peter, Jen, Cesar, like, I loved it. It was so good. Or
So
Pascal
good.
even doing, like, the voice, but I don't really know who the brains is of this operation, but I feel like they're giving us enough clues that Cesar is dead, and someone is simply keeping his work alive.
Exactly. Exactly.
And when I saw that Nathan was still at Bobby's, I'm like, "Okay, so he's not the one." So he's not like a soldier, like a programmed
Exactly.
soldier. So I don't know. I'm thinking Brennan had something to do with her kidnapping.
I think so too. My gosh. Okay. So then we covered all the things. We talked about all this stuff. There are two things I need to say to wrap this up, and we will make it super quick.
Mhm.
I want to just make mention to Sunny's flirtation with Justine at the axe throwing place. Oh my goodness, we're getting closer to
I
the
have
bloodlines.
I have to say this. I can't.
Yes.
I can't with this woman. It just
I
occurred to
can't
her
either.
last week that she's like, "I should disarm him." I'm like, "He's literally been disarming you and since the beginning. Like, you can't
Absolutely.
just decide, 'I'm gonna flirt with him.'" He's like, "He's been flirting with you." Like, it's what? Like, this is not gonna work out well for her.
It's not. Okay, and what do you think the flashback means that Ava had when she was sitting with Sidwell talking about Sunny? That was like
What?
random. Not
That
random, but you know
was
what I mean?
such an old flat.
Oh gosh, you're scaring me. I hate when you do that.
I don't know. But do you know that scene? Do you know where that scene's from?
It's when she had the baby already and he was gonna like offer her, no?
Yes, and he didn't because she said she was pregnant. And
Yes.
at that point, they did not know if the baby's was his or Morgan's.
Stop it. I got goosebumps again. Stop.
Yeah. Because she was dating Morgan and then they slept together while she was with Morgan, I think. Yeah.
Don't do this to me, GH. Don't do this to me.
So I'm like,
If you're
that
bringing
was
him back, bring him back.
because that is a really old flashback. Yes, he kidnapped her and he was gonna kill her, but then she was like
Oh my
pregnant.
gosh. Now we're back to the sea. Goosebumps again.
Again, it doesn't make sense the whole like, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. So far, I'm enjoying myself, but I can't say I understand it all. I'm confused, but having a good time.
I
Such
was
is
gonna
life.
say, like, confused but happy. It's cool. It's all good.
Yes! That's it. Confused but happy. Yeah.
I gave away my favorite moments and lines. Do you have any favorite lines?
Okay, I don't remember, but I have gold stars for Gio's speech.
Oh my gosh, the best speech. He's adorable and he's fitting in so well with everybody. And he has an Aunt Ronnie now.
Yes, and I have a gold star for Tracy finding the will. Gold star for, like, Carly and Valentine. So, at first,
Yes.
I didn't understand, like, because they had a scene, then they went to commercial, and all of a sudden he's like, "You're quitting already?" I'm like, "What happened? Where'd the conflict happen?" But they're back on track, and I love it. They're, like, building trust. He knows that she has, like, power over Brennan. He's coaching her, like, this is gonna be the time where Carly follows instructions. This is gonna be that's the explosive part of this whole storyline. She's gonna listen, guys.
I love it though. Like that tag team duo is incredible and I can't wait to see more of them.
Like, how is he not gonna be smitten?
Truly.
She found a way to get in to a max security prison to see him, and she gets him transferred back to the States?
Damn.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That's gonna be fun. That's gonna be some fun stuff.
If that's not the biggest romantic gesture there is out there, I don't know what is. It's a
Yeah.
meet cute.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Vengeance! The best meet cute.
I forgot there's a line that Britt said when Britt and Portia had their interaction. And she's Portia's like, "You wanna become a doctor, but, like, you faked your own death." She's like, "It's not like I was on call or anything at the time."
That was so good. But then she brought up her medical issue because it's true. Once she died, the whole Huntington's thing came out.
Exactly.
So then that was a valid thing for Portia to have questioned.
Absolutely. And I forgot that Lucas knows about the blackmail of the Portia.
Casually, he just
Right?
dropped that casually as he's so obsessed with his love life, and Ava was like, "Uh-oh."
I loved her face. And I'm gonna give a star to the moment of the Quartermaines having breakfast at Bobby's. I thought that was beautiful.
It was very cute. I'm gonna give a star to Ava, even though it was, like, weird, her and
My
Jen's,
girl. It was
but
weird.
But, like, I don't know, I love her expertise, right? Because she is a bit of a Valentine, like, she says it like it is. Like, Jens is the scary guy. He asked for her advice, and she is straight with him. She's kind of like, "Yeah, no, like, it's bad. Like, there's no way in. Like, you're screwed." Like, I like it.
My goodness. Okay, we talked about all the things. We covered all of the stuff. Wait, we did not. What is your cutie pie moment?
I'm gonna give it to that group hug at the end, so even though they were all hugging the Quartermaines, I just laughed because, once again, Jason was there the whole time. Just
It'd be funny if you saw him at the staircase, like, keep him down. I'm trying to go to sleep.
that would have been so cute. Yes, Cutie Pie Coloring, you can find the link on our Instagram page. You can search Cutie Pie Coloring on Amazon. You can check out the Cutie Pie Coloring page, just to see what it is. That helps. It's a coloring book, but you should know this by now, guys.
Spoiler! The coloring book.
I'm so good at this.
My goodness, folks. That's a wrap. Have a fantastic weekend. Bye bye.
Bye.